So I'm not a physics teacher, but let's talk about a few physics things. We have, I hope you remember, we have distance versus displacement. And then we have speed versus velocity. And then we're going to have acceleration versus speeding up. Okay, so we are going to do speeding up here. Now acceleration would be when your second derivative is bigger than 0. Now that's not what we're going to do here. We're going to do speeding up. Two possibilities. Now you can have if you're moving in the positive direction, okay, so if I'm moving in the positive direction and I'm kind of going faster in that direction, okay, we'll call that speeding up. That's one. Another way to speed up is to go the other way. When you're going in the negative direction and you're getting faster in that direction. Okay, so acceleration would be d double prime bigger than 0, but speeding up is more complicated. Okay, so let's look at the second derivative. Found above, d double prime of t is 18t. T squared minus 27 all over t squared plus 9 cubed. So if I do a table of values for this thing, and I find out when it's bigger than 0, well, I should first find out where it equals 0. Well, it equals 0 when this t is 0 or this bracket is 0. So I got my t equals 0 there already, and the other one is t equals root 27. That's when it equals 0. And then using test points, I can decide what's happening with d double prime. So picking a number here, let's say 1, I can plug it in here and see that I'm going to get positive, negative, positive. So overall negative. And similarly, if you pick a large enough number, say 100, you're going to get all positives, and you get that. Now, for d prime, we found above that we have something happening at 3. It's moving in the positive direction and then moving in the negative direction there. So we found above. Okay, so putting all this together, we can determine when we have this situation. So this guy happens when d prime is bigger than 0, d double prime is less than 0. Sorry, d prime is bigger than 0, d double prime is also bigger than 0. So when's that going to happen? Well, if you think about root 27 is 3 root 3. So it's a little bit, not a little bit, it's bigger than 3. So I would put, you'd have 3 here. So I could combine these two number lines into a single number line to answer my question. So looking at these two number lines, I can see that from 0 to 3 I have d prime bigger than 0, d double prime less than 0. And then from 3 to root 27, I have d prime less than 0, and d double prime bigger than 0. Nope, d double prime less than 0 as well. And finally, for bigger than root 27, I have d double prime bigger than 0, and d prime less than 0. Okay, take a quick look at that and make sure we got it right. Okay, 0 to 3, bigger than 0, less than 0. Okay, so I think we're set. Okay, so when do we have this scenario or this scenario? Well, it only happens in one place, right? It only happens right here, where both d prime and d double prime are having the same sign. So, altogether we say, therefore, speeding up on this interval 0 less than 3, nope, 3 less than t less than root 27.